Good morning students, how are you all? Welcome to Mount Literacy School. This video is about chapter 3 in your class 9 textbook, types of software. In previous video, we have discussed about system software, and in that we have discussed operating system and device drivers. Okay, what is system software? Just recall it. System software is a type of computer program that is designed to run a computer's hardware and application programs. Operating system, device driver, language processor, and utility programs included in it. We have already discussed operating system and device driver in previous video. Please refer it if you have not gone through it. Language processor. A computer can understand only one language, that is binary. All of us know that is 0 and 1. We can also say machine language. The programmers use high-level language to write the program. These codes need to be translated into binary code, which is done by language processors. Language processor we can classify in assembler, compiler, interpreter. Let's discuss one by one. Assembler. The assembler is used to translate the program written in assembly language into machine code. The source program is an input of assembler that contains assembly language instructions. The output generated by assembler is the object code or machine code understood by the computer. Okay, so what is the use of assembler? Will convert source code written in assembly language into object code, that is machine language. Okay, what is assembly language? Assembly language is a low-level language where the programmer uses symbolic representation or names called mnemonic instead of numbers. Okay, so that is the use of assembler. Compiler. The language processor that reads the complete source program written in high-level language as a whole in one go and translate it into equivalent program in machine language is called a compiler. Okay, there are two ways to translate the source code into object code, that is line by line and as a whole. Compiler uses the second method, that is it reads the program as a whole and convert it whole as a object code. Examples of languages that use compiler: C, C++, C#, Java. In a compiler, the source code is translated to object code successfully if it is free of errors. The compiler specifies the errors at the end of compilation with the line numbers when there are any errors in the source code. The errors must be removed before the compiler can successfully recompile the source code again. Okay, so source code in higher level language will compile and convert it into machine language. So what is the method of compiling? It will compile the program, go to the program and show all the error at once with the line number. Interpreter. The translation of single statement of source program into machine code is done by language processor and executes it immediately before moving on to the next line is called an interpreter. If there is an error in the statement, the interpreter terminates its translating process at the statement and displays an error message. The interpreter moves on to the next line for execution only after removal of the error. An interpreter directly executes instructions written in a programming or scripting language without previously converting them to an object code or machine code. Okay, so here the method is different. It will interpret the code or go through the code line by line. If any error executes or happens, then immediately it will stop the execution and show the error. We have to solve that error, then only we can move ahead. Examples of programming languages which use interpreter: Perl, Python, MATLAB. To understand its working properly, let's go to the difference between compiler and interpreter. A compiler is a program which converts the entire source code of a programming language into executable machine code for CPU, where interpreter takes a source program and runs it line by line, translating each line as it comes to it. Compiler takes a large amount of time to analyze the entire source code, but the overall execution time of the program is comparatively faster. Interpreter takes less amount of time to analyze the source code, but overall execution time of the program is slower because every time it will run the program, it will go through the interpreter. Compiler generates the error messages only after scanning the whole program, so debugging is comparatively hard as the error can be present anywhere in the program. Okay, if many errors are there shown all at once, then it is difficult for new programmers to find out the exact problem. Its debugging is easier as it continues translating the program until the error is met. Interpreter, it is easy. Why? Because it stop at the error and will show the error at the same time. So it is easy. Debugging means finding out the problem and solving it. That is called debugging. Compiler generates intermediate object code. So once program is compiled, again and again we need not to compile it. We can directly run the object code. In interpreter, no intermediate object code is generated. So every time we run the program, we need to interpret it and then we can run it. So execution is slower in interpreter. Examples of languages use compiler C, C++, Java, and interpreter Python and Perl. Okay, this is very important to understand the difference between compiler and interpreter. Utility software, that is another way of system software. Utilities are the programs that support smooth functioning of a computer. Software utilities are specially designed to help the end user manage and tune the computer hardware and software and perform single task at a time. It includes file and folder management, disk management, virus scanner or cleaner, encryption and decryption tools. Let's see one by one. File management. File management, for example, each and everything we save in computer is stored in the form of file. So it is very important to manage that files. Take backup of that file, system restore, compression, all these are the operations related to the file. Backup, all of you know what is backup. Taking backup of important data, creating another copy of data is called backup. So how can we do that? We can do it manually or we can automate it by giving the instruction to the computer that from this drive to this external storage device we want to take the backup. So automatically after a particular period of time the copy of data will be backup to that particular device. System restore. It is not related to data but related to the operations or changes we make to the system. Okay, for example, if we install some program in our computer and after that installation our computer is not working properly, then what we can do, we can uninstall that program. Or if we made some changes in our system, okay, if we make some changes and personalization in our computer, then we can go to the previous system restore and we can undo that changes. Okay, so this is just like the undo operation but that we are doing with the system changes, not with the data. Then compression. Compression is a technique which is used to compress files. It helps to reduce the consumption of storage space and ensures faster data transfer. We can compress multiple files or folders into a single file, which is stored in a different format to use. Okay, then next, disk management. Okay, disk management means all that thing we store in disk or hard disk. It is related to disk management. It includes disk defragmentation and disk cleanup. This defragmentation, the storage of a file in several non-continuous areas of disk rather than a single continuous unit, is called disk defragmentation. Generally, we do that when we format our computer, we are dividing our disk in different parts, C, D, all this. But sometimes it happens that we are not getting enough space to store our data. If any large file is there, we are not getting space to store it. Then what we do? We defragment the disk, make all drive as ones, and then again we defragment our disk. So it will utilize the space efficiently, so we can save larger files also later on. It happened with our mobile also many times. We are not getting space, so sometimes we need to delete some apps, but again if we install it, then it works. So this defragmentation that you can go step by step through system, all programs, system tools, and you can defragment your disk so that you can try. Then disk cleanup, that is also very useful utility. It searches the computer hard disk for unnecessary files that are not being used for a long time and occupying huge amount of space. It helps to free up disk space by deleting these files, which can be of the following types: temporary files, internet files, downloaded program files, recycle bin files, window temporary files. So before deleting, it will ask you. So you can select the drive, you can select the type of files to delete, and you can clean up your computer. I prefer you do this twice, once in a month at least, so you can release some space from your computer. Then virus scanner. Antivirus software are computer programs to identify, prevent and remove viruses from our computer. They perform the following task in our computer: scan the computer files to look for virus, identify suspicious behavior from other computers, remove the programs which indicate infections. Okay, there are many virus programs are available, virus scanners are available. Norton, McAfee, AVJ, Quick Heal, Kaspersky, all these are the virus scanners that we can use to prevent our computer with virus and all that from viruses. Okay, then next, encryption and decryption tools. Encryption is the process of conversion of data into a form that cannot be easily understood by anyone, except those processing special information, usually referred to as a key. This is done using an algorithm called cipher. The result is ciphertext. Used in defense services, online banking, e-commerce, mobile services, etc. Okay, in mobile services you may see in WhatsApp. In any chat you get the message that your chat is encrypted by end to end. But if you want to read that chat, then what you have to do, you have to scan the code of the other side, then you can read the text. So it is also one type of encryption decryption tool used in that. Encryption software you can download from this flexscript.com. It is free. Decryption is the process of converting encrypted data back into its original form so that it can be understood by anyone. It is just like a combination of lock and key. We are locking with a key and we are opening with some key. Visit www.encryptionanddecryption.com to know more about this. So up till now we have discussed system, software. Okay. Next topic is left, that is application software, that I will cover up in next video. Okay, till then please go through the video. If you like, you can like the video and subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you. Goodbye and take care.